Welcome back. We are here with Michael from UnderOak Farm. Michael, how are you doing today?
Hi guys, thank you very much for having me. I'm doing well, thank you.
Yes, of course. It is exciting to chat. Love what you guys are doing. So you and your wife actually started the farm back in 2022. Uh, how did this all start for you guys?
Well, actually, it started with Paul Stammet. There is this documentary on Netflix called "Fantastic Fungi," where Paul Stammet talks about different kind of mushrooms and the role they are playing in our society. And I got interested. I never kind of paid attention to mushrooms besides liking them cooked.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden this beautiful world opened up for me, and I started watching videos on YouTube. And first they were just educational ones, and then I saw the guys that are growing commercially growing gourmet mushrooms, and got hooked up on that. And being an engineer, I decided, let me try. Can I automate this? It turned out I can. I designed a system that pretty much controls every parameter of mushroom growing cycle, and it worked. And we tried, and then I put the mod together, and turned out that it's profitable actually. Not only fun but profitable. Let's put it this way. So
That's the best. That's the best.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you guys have like a lot of different mushrooms. What is your favorite mushroom that you guys have and why?
It's hard to pick the favorite, but if I had to eat something, let's say 4 times a week, that would be lion's mane,
Okay.
definitely, because of the taste, the texture, and the amount of dishes you can make with it
Yeah.
is, and not to forget about the medicinal properties actually. So
Yes. Yes.
all
And like
together,
what
win
are
win win. Yeah.
yes, and what are some of like the different like health benefits that you can get from just mushrooms in general?
Well, every time you don't eat red meat, you benefit, right? And the mushrooms are a very good substitution protein protein based diet. Out of, I don't remember what was the exact number, but out of the all proteins that red meat provides us humans, like 80%, 85% roughly exist in mushrooms. So you basically get what you signed up for.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. And it removes the inflammation, it lowers the blood pressure, it regulates your gut bacteria. It has anti-cancer properties, anti-inflammatory properties, antibacterial and fungal properties. So benefits are all around. The more I read about this, it's more fascinating. I'm a little hesitant to go to numbers
Yeah.
because I'm not a scientist, right? And when I don't I cannot, I will not be able to cite the
Yeah.
researches that I'm reading from top of my head, but there were a lot.
Yes. Yes. And I was actually telling my grandma about you guys today, and I'm like, Grandma, they have a bunch of different mushrooms besides lion's manes. You guys have, like all different like sorts, and it kind of shocked me because you like look at mushrooms and you have like the generic one they sell in Kroger's, and what differentiates your guys's mushrooms versus others?
Um, I would say what others meaning corporations. Let's
Yeah,
put it
yeah,
this way, right?
yep,
So for the corporation to be productive in a scale they are with the profit margins that they have to harvest everything um, 20 days in advance. and then it goes through distribution centers. Well, 20 days I probably exaggerated a little bit, but 10 days in advance.
Yeah.
And it goes through distribution centers, getting picked up from one warehouse to another warehouse, the third warehouse, and then you have your mushrooms in ShopRite. So they are either picked up at very young age, um, not not the right time, and they kind of continue to grow while in a trucks, in a warehouses. But that's all wrong. Kind of, you know, when we go to farmers market and we sell something, we harvest the night before or the morning off.
Wow.
So nothing goes to the nothing goes to the fridge. We harvest the freshest, and it goes when we go to the farmers market, and it's noticeable. People who buy once, they come back next time and they are, oh my god, what we just eat, it was so good. And um it's expensive stuff, but they keep coming back and they're buying it.
Yes.
So yeah.
No, and I mean,
Because
you pay for what you get, right? I mean, like you're
yeah, yeah,
paying for the processing line, that they sell at ShopRite or Kroger or things like that. So you're paying for that higher quality, and you guys also sell them for the farmers market, like you said, in the fresh form, but you guys also sell them in the dry form. Is there a difference in like a benefit wise if you get it dried versus fresh?
not benefit wise, no, I don't think so. But so dehydrating mushrooms was one of the historical ways that humankind would preserve the food for the winter, right?
Yeah,
And there is only one thing that changes mushrooms. When you dehydrate them, they becoming more fragrant, I would say. That smell and aroma of forest, of earthiness, nuttiness, kind of amplifies when they are dehydrated and rehydrated back again. So that's why some of my customers, high-end chefs, they are buying exclusively dehydrated mushrooms to grind them down and to make rubs for their meat dishes. Like they
interesting.
mix it up with salt, pepper, other spices, and dry rubbing the meat. And supposedly, I haven't tried, but supposedly it makes it better.
Yeah,
So,
that's
but
awesome.
the biggest benefit is that the hydrated mushroom can stay in your cupboard for years.
Really?
If there is no humidity exposure, they can stay there for a year. So that's
Wow,
the one of the ways to preserve them. Yeah.
that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's awesome. And to kind of switch gears, you also run the business with your wife. How important has your wife been to the success of Under Oak Farm?
Well, how to put it in words? I wouldn't have done it without her. She's a biologist, and the mushrooms are by training. She's a biologist by education, and mushrooms cultivation heavily involves biological technologies such as cloning, spores, germinating, hydration, and stuff like that. And without her, I wouldn't be able to figure out. I feel very comfortable opening up the petri dish and cloning a mushroom. Without her, I wouldn't be able to
Yeah,
know all that. I wouldn't even probably dare to start. But yeah.
yeah, that's
So
awesome. That
she's and her support and encouragement. Running a business is not an easy thing, and there are days where, without her being by my side, I wouldn't be able to move on. I would quit. I would, yeah.
that's awesome. And you guys have also been creating content along your journey, like just of the business and you guys like making mushrooms, like selling them. How did you kind of step into that content creating like journey?
That is also thanks to my wife, because she's although she's a biologist by training, she's done a lot of social media marketing for other companies for the past 10 years. Pretty much, she owns her own small business that does social media marketing, and that kind of fall into the mushroom business too.
Yes.
So
Yeah. That's perfect. I mean, that you guys kind of brought together that perfect mixture, and
yeah,
um,
whatever strengths we have, we combine together, of course. Yeah.
yeah, that's the way to do it. And you also make steel knives and like leather goods on the side. How did you kind of get into this?
Well, I have a friend who is a very close friend, who is a French metal worker guild member. Apparently, in France, in Europe, the old guilds of tradesmen, they're being preserved and continued, so the kids can go to the guild school, study for 10 years, and become metal worker or stonemason or leather worker or whatever craftsman.
Yeah,
And one of them is my friend, and he taught me how to work with steel. Yes.
that's awesome. That
Yeah.
is amazing. And how long have you been doing it for?
Knife making on and off about maybe 5 years.
Nice, nice. That's awesome. That's exciting. And what aspect of life do you find most meaningful?
uh this is very large question. In 2 words, I probably wouldn't be able to answer it, but creation. Creation would be my answer.
Could
Ability to create something that didn't exist before. That's what the most meaningful part of the life is.
yes, I like that. And I have two more questions.
Absolutely, go ahead.
If you could have dinner with two people,
Yeah.
one person from the past and one person from the present, who would it be and why?
Uh, how long can I think?
As long as you want.
All right. From the past, that would be my grandfather for many, many reasons. Many reasons. The guy was a large like a mountain, and I can talk stories about him for hours. I never seen him. He passed away the year I was born. Um, so so he would be the guy from the past that I would sit down and talk with. The guy in the present would be Paul Stamets, definitely.
Okay.
I've had many people that I like to talk with, like for example, Peter Zaynan, if I say his last name correctly, Yuval Harari. I would talk with them, and I admire them very much. But the person that I would like to have a lunch with and uh, talk would be Peter. Would be, I'm sorry, um, Paul Stamets, definitely.
I like it. Those are two new ones. And I always like when the guest, dives kind of deep into their past and says, hey, I want to have dinner with my grandfather or my mother that might have passed. I really like those. And I have one more question.
Sure.
Why did you decide to partner with us and offer the discount?
Because without it, without exposure to the world which you can provide, everything I do is meaningless. If you create in a closed room and you do not show it to anyone, what's the point,
Yes.
right? So I I hope um, to get exposed through you, and so people know about me. That's it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the most honest answer I can give.
Yes. I like it. I mean, like that's our main goal. I mean, get you business and market you for free. Um, that's all the questions I have. How can people find you, and what is one thing that you would want to leave people with?
People can find us on our website, underoak, underoak.com, underoak.farm. They can find us on farmers markets in Little Falls, New Jersey, and Wayne, New Jersey. We do both summer seasons and winter seasons with them. On Instagram, underoak dot farm, underoak farm, and we what I would like to leave them with is you're not gonna get any better mushrooms anywhere else. It's been I've proven that to myself so many times. People who buy from me, they come back. They come back next week because it's fresh, it's tasty, it's good, and you wanna have what's good. That's it.
Yes. Yes. Well, Michael, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it, and I love what you're doing. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.